Welcome to this short practice to strengthen your legs. So strong legs make for steadier steps, steadier you as you move through your day. And this practice, we're going to use a chair as a support throughout. So grab a nice sturdy chair and find a seat. It helps to have a yoga mat underneath. If you're not working with a yoga mat, I highly recommend to make sure you're in a place where you're not on a rug that's going to slip and slide. And if you can, practice in bare feet. We bring in a lot of sensory information through the soles of our feet. And so that's an important piece of this practice if you're able. So as you settle in, rock a little bit on your sits bones, roll your shoulders back, and then allow your gaze to soften so you can take your attention within. Okay, a couple of deep, slow breaths, allowing every part of you, your mind as well as your body, to settle in and arrive to your practice so you can be fully focused on the movements. And you might even choose to set an intention, right? One that states what's something positive, like I'm getting stronger, or my legs are strong and supportive. Okay, so lifting your gaze, coming back. Let's find seated mountain first. So step your feet forward a little bit. Make sure that they're nice and flat, and then you're creating a 90-degree angle with your thighs and your lower legs. You really want to have the feet flat for support and feel how your feet can press down into the earth, and the earth is there to support you so you have that good connection. Then notice if your weight is shifted forward, so rock forward and back a tiny bit. And then find a nice steady center. Trying to bring shoulders over hips. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, get a little taller, and as you exhale, draw the belly in, but try and keep that length in your spine. Do that again. Inhale, feel like you got a little taller, press gently into the soles of your feet, and exhale, press down, keeping the length in your spine. One more breath here. Good. Now let's start to warm up our lower body because we're going to focus on legs. So bring your hands to hold the side of the chair and start to march with your legs, lifting them up. We're starting to activate the muscles in our thighs, the quadricep muscles. We want these to be nice and strong, really important to stay independent as we get older. If you want to add a little more aerobic quality to this, you can add lifting the arms. And I'm doing same arm and same leg, but you can do opposite arm and leg, whatever works for you. Let's do that maybe twice more on each side. And let it go. And if you need to give your thighs or your knees a little rub, please go ahead and do that. All right, now let's warm up our ankles and feet. So holding the sides of the chair again, extend one leg forward, make some slow rotations with your ankle. See if you can spread and move your toes a little bit. Toe mobility, again, is really important for balance. And then let's switch, go the other way. Try not to rush here. Cracks and pops are okay. Good, and then coming to stillness, draw your toes towards you so you feel like you get a little stretch in your calf. And then point the top of your foot away so you feel a stretch in the top of the ankle. So flex, feel it in the back of your legs. Point the top of the foot, feel it in the ankle. We'll do that one more time. Good, shake out that leg, bring your foot back to the floor and check your posture. Make sure you come back to that seated mountain each and every time. All right, so holding the sides of the chair, extend the opposite leg and start with those easy circles. And go the other way. This is a great way to practice mobility, even when you're watching TV. Good, then flex and point. So we're really working the calf, top of the ankle, muscles in the feet. Good, and then shake out that leg and bring it back under you. So let's come to standing. So we're gonna work in chair pose next. You may find that standing behind a chair can be helpful to you. I'm gonna turn my chair sideways just so you can see what my body's doing a little bit better. So for chair pose, we're going to be bending the knees as deeply as we can to come almost into a squat. So start in mountain pose again. Feet are parallel. Roll the shoulders back, lift the crown of the head. Take a breath in And as you exhale, bend your knees. Try and keep your torso upright, but have the knees and the quads, those thigh muscles, working hard. And then inhale, press into your feet and stand tall. We're going to do that a few more times. So exhale, bend your knees. Pause here and then press into your feet and stand tall. Let's do 2 more. Bend, pause, press into the feet and straighten. This next time as we bend, let's see if we can stay. Now you might feel really steady here. If you want, you can take the arms straight out in front of you. If that feels unsafe or you feel like you're going to topple over, by all means hold the chair. But you can see how we're really strengthening our legs. Take 1 more breath. Exhale, and then as you inhale, straighten your legs. And let's shake them out. Next, we're going to work in a warrior 2. So I'm going to bring my chair back in front. Right? And when use of chair for support. So for warrior 2, we're going to step our legs wide. Right? They should be wider than your chair. Okay? And then I'm going to turn my feet to one side, and I'm going to make sure even my back foot turns a little bit. So you'll notice I kind of lifted my heel and brought it out. I'm going to now bend this knee of the foot that's pointing straight out, and I'm going to bend it deeply, coming into like a side lunge. Lunges are so great for strengthening our legs. And then straighten the leg. And we're going to do that a few more times. So bend, hold. We want to make sure that your knee is over your ankle, and straighten. Bend again. Make sure that the back leg is working just as hard. Straighten. This time we're going to bend and stay. Just as we did in chair pose. Your hands can stay here, or you can extend the arms and look towards the fingers on the bent knee side. Right? Keep the belly strong. Keep that idea of being tall in mountain, shoulders relaxed. 1 more full breath here. Exhale, and then lower your arms, straighten your knee. We'll turn the feet forward. You can shift your hips a little side to side. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So now let's turn our toes to the other side. Remember, the back foot kicks in. I like to move my heel. And same thing here. So my pelvis is towards the back of the chair, but my foot is turned to the side. So breathe in, exhale, bend your knee. Remember, knee over ankle. And inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, nice and strong. Don't let that knee move to the inside. Keep it moving back and straighten. 2 more times, bend and straighten. Last time we're going to bend and we're going to stay. So as you stay, press into both feet. If you want to extend the arms and look towards that bent knee side, you can. There's a little balance challenge here. 1 more breath. Good, and then lower your arms to the chair, turn your feet forward, and shift your hips a little bit. The next pose we're going to do is called a crescent lunge. So I'm going to step my feet in. Again, I'm going to turn my chair sideways. You can see you can stay facing your screen. I just want you to see what my legs are doing. For this one, we're going to step 1 foot back. So we'll keep our pelvis pointed forward. And we'll step onto the ball of the foot. So breathe in here in that tall mountain. And then step your right foot back. Right? You want to press the heel towards the floor, but we're staying on the ball of the foot. The heel doesn't come down. Front knee bends. Again, we want that nice alignment. And then as you inhale, straighten, come up on the ball of the foot. And exhale, bend the knee, front knee, and straighten. And bend your front knee. And straighten. And again, bend. So we're going to stay here. Since the heel is lifted, there's a little more balance challenge. If you want to reach your arms forward, you can. You could even take them overhead. Sometimes it's helpful to have one hand on the chair or close to the chair. Feel that little bit of wobble that happens as we try and balance. And then lowering your hands, step that back foot forward. Good. Shake out both legs. And we're going to repeat that with the other leg. So I'm going to stay right where I am. Find mountain pose, roll shoulders back, stand nice and tall. Take a breath in, and then step the left foot back. And if you did left foot first, no problem. Right, remember, we're on the ball of the foot, the heel is lifted. So we're going to straighten our front knee as we inhale. The back heel will rise up off the floor. Exhale, bend that front knee, press your heel towards the floor. So we're getting a calf stretch. We're going to do that a couple more times. But we're also working on strengthening our legs. And I lost count. Let's do 1 more. And this time we're going to stay. Remember, you can always lift the arms in balance. Wobbling's okay. 1 hand on the chair is okay. Good. And then lowering your hands, step forward and shake out your legs. Good. Next, we're going to work on a goddess squat. You might want to keep the chair in front of you. And we're going to again step our feet wide as we did in Warrior Two. But this time you'll notice my toes are turned out slightly. We're going to do a big plie-like bend. I'll move the chair for a moment so you can see. So for this one, hands on the back of the chair is great, or you could have your hands on your thighs or even on your waist. Right? But we're going to inhale, nice tall mountain, and then exhale, bend the knees. Try and imagine you're sliding down a wall, and then inhale, press into your feet and strengthen. So we're working on our glutes and our thighs here. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. And now let's come into the bend and stay. Remember, you could be holding the back of your chair. See if you can stay nice and strong. Draw the knees back. Keep your weight over your heels rather than rocking forward into the instep. One more big breath. And use the inhale to straighten your legs. Turn your feet in. You can heel toe together, step together, and once more shake out your legs. All right, one more standing pose before we come to seated. And this one we're going to be working on rocking on our heels, from our heels to our toes. This helps to strengthen the muscles in the back of the legs, particularly in the calves and the hamstrings. So I'm going to turn to face my chair. I just want to move it so it's all the way on my mat. You could be, again, facing towards the screen if you like. My fingertips are resting lightly here on the chair. I'm going to start in mountain pose, shoulders rolled back, belly pulled in. And as I inhale, I'm going to rock forward and lift my heels. Notice I'm keeping my fingers on the back of the chair. And then exhale, slowly lower them down. Rock back and lift up your toes. So come forward, lift your heels. Come down and lift your toes. You can feel that work. If you continue nice and slow and controlled, if you want out of it of balance, you can raise one arm and then lower it down and then alternate with the opposite arm and lower down. We're going to do a couple more. If you want to try both arms, you can. You can continue with separate arms and down. So whatever, holding the chair, arms reaching overhead. Let's do one final one. And come down, lift those toes up. Good, once more, shake out your legs. Nice job, I bet you feel all that work in your legs. And let's come back down to sitting in our chair. So as you come to seated, let's now stretch out the muscles in the back of the legs, particularly the hamstrings. So sitting towards the very front edge of your chair, hold the sides of the chair and extend one leg forward. I'm on the heel, toes are raised up. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale with a long spine, come forward. Look towards your toes, feel that stretch down the back of your leg. Try not to round too much in your spine to keep it nice and long. And then on an inhale, reach through the crown of your head and come back up. We're going to do that twice more. So exhale, come forward, belly draws in, nice and long. We want to feel the stretch in the belly of the muscle. You might feel in the belly of your calf as well. Inhale, reach through the crown of your head, back to center. Last time, coming forward. Pause, make sure you're still breathing. And then inhale, come up to center. Draw that leg in, you might need to shake it out, right? Whatever you need there. Pause for a moment just to notice how things are feeling, and then do the second leg. So again, it doesn't matter the order since we're doing both. Make sure at the front edge of your chair, hold on, inhale, find that length. Exhale, draw the belly in, long spine, come forward. Feel that stretch in the center of the belly of the muscles. And then inhale, reach through the crown of your head and come back up. Try not to bend at the waist or round at the back. Exhale, forward, keeping the spine long. You notice my chest doesn't come anywhere near my leg. Inhale, come back up. Yours probably won't either. Last time, coming forward. Pause, make sure you're still breathing. Use your next inhale to come back up. Good. Bring that leg in, shake it out. Take a moment seated, and then our last pose is going to be a bound angle pose, just to open up in the hips and the thighs. So bring your feet close together, and then let your knees open out to the side. You'll come towards the outer edge of your feet. I'm still sitting at the front edge of my chair. Just pause and breathe here. Feel that little subtle stretch in these muscles. You might feel it a little bit in the outer part of the hips. Just notice, feel that, enjoy. Good. And then bring your knees back up. Nice job, sitting nice and tall. And now you can sit back in your chair. Right? Take a moment, hands resting on your thighs. Again, soften your gaze towards the ground or close your eyes. Breathe here. Notice how your lower body, your legs, your feet, your ankles, all becoming stronger. Have a moment of gratitude. And then lifting your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope that you'll come back to this practice a couple times a week. Right? With practice, we build strength in our legs. All right, I'll see you next time.